Right edition, welcome, happy day at breakfast. Just the other day a man looked over and said to his wife, "Well, what would you do, honey, if I won the lottery?" She replied, "I'd take half and then I'd leave you." "Great, I won $12 yesterday, here's $6, stay in touch." Okay, what's next? We got news for you from around the world. Here it comes in Canada. Gun control. Firstly, gun control ain't about controlling guns. It's about controlling people. Liberals do that. Liberalism is all about control. They want to raise your children. They want to insure your cars. They want to provide your health care. That's what liberalism is. You're too stupid to think for yourself. So we as a government, we're going to think for you because. So that's what it's about. And now they're saying there's gun crime in Canada. So let's go and get the guns that we know where they are. We don't know where the guns are that the criminals have because they're criminals and that's their job. But we do know where the guns are with the good guys. So we're going to go and get them. So he's passed this, haven't quite passed, they want to pass this legislation. And Public Safety Minister Ralph Goodale, he says these new provisions of enhanced existing background checks and other things will help. So you have good guys, the guys that have a background check every day. I don't think Goodale does, RCMP don't, I know criminals don't, but the good guys that do, they now are having to go and get special permits to go to a gun range and so on. It's not very nice. That's kind of how the world works in Canada. The gun blogs recently have been talking about this passing of the third read, which has now happened, and 185 to 79. And 185, of course, would all be left-wing liberal people, and the 79, of course, would be conservatives, and now it goes to the Senate. And what's going to happen then? We all know. You can have as many petitions as you want, and there have been petitions. I think one had over 80,000 names from people who are law-abiding citizens, and the government doesn't care. They never cared. Everyone thinks they care. They don't care. This is the whole concept here, that you got to understand what they say is always the opposite of what they mean. They're a bunch of really, really manipulating people, and they don't care. They're going to do it anyway, and they have a majority. So really, the effort should go into helping somebody else get elected so they, in fact, can change the law and get it back to where it should be. Laws don't usually get changed. They don't usually get pushed back with new governments. But they need to. The energy needs to go over there. We all gotta talk. This is a call to talk versus a call to arms. But they want our arms. And they seem to be winning. And it's pretty frightening. We seem to be fighting like they're rational. And that's a mistake the rational people make all of the time. You think as a rational person that you can think what an irrational person is thinking about. I don't think so. And that would be the government. So we got to come at them from a different way. We got Main Street in Pinto. No, Pioneertown. Pioneertown, my town is Pioneertown. Pioneertown here, they have a gunfight stuff, and this is old news. This is Roy Rogers days, right? But they still are around. It's Happy Trails Children Association or Society. I'm a big donator to them, and they help young kids and so on. They're having a gun thing. But what I wanted to read to you that's so interesting, this is in the United States of America. The International Revenue Service has now granted gunfighters to change their nonprofit status from a 501c4 to a change that can make donations to gunfighters. You can become a tax donor. That's kind of cool, right? Everybody's fighting about guns, and then you've got the IRS in America stepping up and saying, hey, we'll give you guys tax receipts. And what's your name? Our name is Gunfighters Association, which is a part of the Roy Rogers deal, blah, 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 blah. You got all that? Okay, now we have Johns Hopkins University. Recently, they did a study covering 8 years of data, tomato, and they said, hey, there's 250,000 malpractice deaths in the United States annually, and accidental gun deaths hover around 500. What do you think about that? I mean, you got 500 people a year that die by mistake or in error, and you got 250,000. So I kind of think you need to be registered and locked up from time to time and get a background check every day and fingerprinted and everything else before you can get to be a doctor. They're supposed to save the guys that get shot from guns, and if I got shot from a gun, I'd be scared to go see one. He'd kill you anyway. Go to a veterinarian, that'd be my advice. Iceland, one of the largest, having a hard time talking today. It's coming though, here we go. Largest gun ownership rates in the whole world, and yet has the lowest crime rate in the world. I didn't know that. Kind of interesting stuff. That's pretty much, I got one more I really want to talk about. I'm gonna do that tomorrow. Y'all come back, because this one, I got emotion about. It's all about special sentencing to black people versus white people and us white folk. Blah, blah, blah. This is in Canada. So y'all come back and we'll talk about that. It was in a newspaper recently. See ya.